guys, this is my review for AEW Double or Nothing. Now, overall, I thought this was a good show. I thought there was good matches, we had some surprises, but it was just too long. Then I did my predictions. There was 11 matches. They added 2 matches on top of that. This show just went over at like 12:40. They can't be doing this. I get that they do 3 pay-per-views, is it 3 or 4 a year? But, come on, almost a 5-hour show? That's ridiculous. But, overall, I thought it was a good show, like I said, and I had a bunch of notes written down, but I'm not gonna lie, towards the end, I got tired, so I'm just gonna go through, each match really fast, cause I don't want an hour review. So, this is my review. Gonna go through the matches really quick, give you my thoughts, let's just get started. I'm tired, I can't even talk. Let's get started. So, the first match was Hook and Danhausen versus Tony Nese and his lawyer, Mark Sterling. This was on the buy-in. So, like I said in my predictions, this was a fun match. It got like 5 minutes, maybe. Hook did most of the work. He was suplexing, Tony Nese, Mark Sterling. He did a lot of work. And Danhausen picked up the win. Hook hit a suplex on, Mark Sterling, and Danhausen's like, tag me in. So, Hook made a tag, Dan picked up the win. Fun match, like I said. So, the pay-per-view starts with MJF versus Largo. Now, there was some controversy coming into this show. I was on TikTok, and I see people making videos that MJF left. He put the flight last night out of Vegas. I don't know how true that was, but apparently it wasn't true, because he was there. So, I don't know. But, this wasn't much of a match. Oh, I don't know if I said it, but if Largo wins, he gets freed of his contract. But we'll get to that later. So, this wasn't much of a match. MJF came out, he looked pissed off. So something must have been going on. MJF came out, the crowd was, shitting on him, saying chants, MJF stuff, They showed Largo in the back. He's in a room by himself, and he's in 2 sets of handcuffs, and he makes his way to the ring, the security. So, like I said, this wasn't much of a match. MJF played a chicken shit heel. He kept going outside. He was flipping off the fans, playing to the crowd, until Largo finally got him. He got him, he went for a powerbomb, and this was funny. I laughed at this. He picked Largo up for the powerbomb, and Largo poked him in the eye. I don't know, I laughed at that. But eventually, Largo got MJF and did 10 powerbombs. to Sean Spears. 10, 10, 10, 10 power bombs for the victory. So Wardlow wins. He gets freed of his contract, and they put up on the Titantron the graphic that Wardlow is all elite. So it wasn't much of a match for the third time, and it didn't have to be. This was simply Largo getting his hands on MJF for all the shit that he put him through. So I didn't mind this. This was fine. Largo won, and we'll see what he does from here. What they do with him from here. The crowd was behind him 100%. They love Largo. So let's see what they do. Next match, let's talk about this. The Hearties versus the Young Bucks. The Elite. So, this was a good match. But, the Hearties, this better be their last run. Jeff Hardy especially. Like I said, this was good, but the Hardys looked slow. Jeff Hardy looked slow and in pain. I don't know what's wrong with him, but on Dynamite the past few weeks, tonight, he just looks, he's trying to, not show it. But you see his face, you see him on the apron, Jeff looks in pain. So, the Hardys were slow, noticeably slow, and the Bucks did their best to keep up with them, slow down a little bit, but they were noticeably slow. So, Jeff Hardy hit the Whisper in the Wind spot. Then he goes up to the top rope and he twirls back. So, when he was going up for the spot, he slipped off the rope. I don't know if his boot was coming off, but he slipped and I thought he was going to hurt himself. And after that, I don't know what happened, but he crawled into the corner and he was like this for like 5 minutes. I don't know if he hit his head coming down, but Jeff is knocked out. And then he was sitting in the corner like dazed for a couple minutes. So I don't know if he got concussed or what, but I don't know. Like I said, this better be the Hardys' last run. I hate to say it, but they're done. They're done. The match kept going on. The Bucks, they did their flips, their dives. They hit the swanton, and I think it was Matt get kicked out. They hit Super Kick Party, and the Hardys flipped them off. So, I don't know how Jeff pulled this off, but he put, I think it was Matt, he put Matt on the steel steps outside, and he did a perfect swanton to Matt on the steps. It was picture perfect. I don't know how he pulled that off, but it was perfect. So, they get, I think it was Matt, back into the ring. Matt Hardy hits the twist of fate. Jeff goes up for the swanton, and the Hardys pick up the win. Now, in the beginning, when they were making their entrance, well, not the entrance, in the video package, I think it was Mark Henry. He was like, this is a dream match, the first time these teams fought. And I'm like, didn't they fight in ROH? Didn't the Hearties beat them for the ROH titles? And Excalibur said that they fought twice, and this is a rubber match. So, maybe, they're not having another match like I predicted, but, yeah, this is their third match. So, like I said, good match, but the Hearties, they're just slow, especially Jeff. I don't know what's going on. I hate to see it, but he's in pain. And a lot of people say, he's selling this, that, but you can see he's hurting. He's hurting. So, after that, we had a funny, video package from the Ass Boys and, what do you call it? The Acclaimed. That's who it was. It was the Ass Boys and the Acclaimed. So, they're like, oh, they're in Vegas. We're gonna go party. So, they went out partying, then they showed Billy Gunn. He got on camera, and he walks into the hotel room. You see the Acclaimed knocked out, not the Acclaimed, his kids, Billy Gunn's kids, knocked out one on the bed and one in the shower. They were drunk. And then the Acclaimed, one was in the bed and one was sitting on the chair. So Billy, he disregards his son, grabs the blanket off of, I think it was, Colt. Is that his name? Grabs the blanket off of him, throws it on one of the Acclaimed, and yeah, it was funny. I wonder where this is going, but it was a goofy little segment. So next, we had Jay Cargill and Hannah Jay for the TBS title. This match was Jay Cargill, she's still green. She looks good, better than, she looks better and better, but she still looks kind of slow in the ring, kind of green, and Hannah Jay was not helping in this match. So, it wasn't bad, but, we had, the baddies interfere, Kiera Hogan and Red Velvet, they tried to interfere. Mark Sterling came out on a crutch, he tried to interfere, and, eventually, Jay Cargill executed her finishing move from the top rope, the chicken wing, from the top rope to pick up the wing and retain. After the match, we had Chris Statlander come out because Jay Cargill and the baddies like to beat down Hannah Jay. So Chris Statlander came out to make a save, which made no sense to me because they changed her whole character. She's on Rampage talking about, oh, my friends turned on me, this and that. So I think she's gonna turn heel. But no, she comes out, makes the save for Hannah Jay, her friend, and it's 3 against 2. All of a sudden, music hits and Athena comes out, the former Ember Moon. of them have a 3-on-3 stare down to end the segment. Match was good. Match was but I love seeing Athena, so that was good. Next, we have the House of Black, Aleister Black, Bloody Murphy, and Brody King, Buddy Matthews, my bad, versus Death Triangle, Pac, Penta, and Phoenix. This match was wild. There was a lot going on, a lot of diving, a lot of big moves. What you'd expect. Brody King almost killed himself. He went for a dive over the top rope, and I think his foot hit the rope, and my man almost killed himself. But it was a crazy match. Towards the end, Alex Apprehentes distracted the referee. I say towards the match, towards the end of the match, Alex distracts the ref. Pac kicks Aleister in the nuts because Aleister sprayed him with the mist and he was out for like a couple months. So he kicks Aleister in the nuts, kicks him in the head, goes on top to deliver the black arrow. The lights go out. Lights come back on, and you have, what's her name? Julia Hart. I had to look down. Julia Hart standing in the ring in front of Pac. Pac is on the turnbuckle. She spits the mist in his eyes. So, again, Pac is blinded. We're not going to see him for another 2 months. So, she spits the mist into his eyes. He comes down, and I think Aleister Black hits him with the black mass for the win. Like I said, wild match, a lot of dives. If you're into this, you like it. If you're not, you're gonna hate it. Next, we have the men's final for the Owen Hart tournament. We got Adam Cole versus Samoa Joe. I thought this was an okay match. It was nothing outstanding. I thought it was okay. Mike Chioda, former referee for WWE, was the ref in this match. So, it was good seeing him. So, Samoa Joe dominated for a little while. They went to the outside. Adam Cole pushed his Joe into the steps and worked on his shoulder from then on. Joe took control back. He hit the Urinati and then the big boot senton combination. Bobby Fish came out and caused a distraction. Adam Cole hit some super kicks and he hit the boom knee for the win. So, your winner for the men's Owen Hart tournament, Adam Cole. Like I said, it was an okay match. Nothing special. And now, for the women's final in the Owen Hart tournament, we have Britt Baker versus Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho beat Chris Statlander on Rampage. And I said, it don't matter who she faces, Britt Baker's gonna win. And she did. It was an okay match. I had a tickle in my throat. Like I said, it was an okay match. Rick Schward, the guitarist from Fozzy, plagued Britt Baker to the ring. That was kinda, I didn't really care for that. But Rancid played Ruby Soho to the ring. Rancid, I saw them live a couple years ago. They're pretty good. I'm not gonna say that I'm a super fan, but I like a couple of the songs. And like I said, I saw them live, so they played Ruby to the ring. They played Ruby Soho, obviously. And, yeah, it was a good match. Britt Baker worked on Ruby's abdominal section, mainly her ribs, for most of the match. There was a spot here that Ruby put Britt in the sharpshooter, and it was bad. She locked her legs in wrong, and it looked bad. So, the end of the match came. Ruby countered the curb stomp. She went up to the top. She went for a victory roll on Britt Baker. Britt Baker reversed it for the 3. So, Britt Baker wins the women's Golden Heart tournament. So, both your tournament winners are Adam Cole and Britt Baker. They're king and queen of the island. Now, we had the coronation after. They had both matches back to back, and then the coronation. So, they had a table set up with both titles. They were covered in like a casing. Adam Cole came out. Him and Britt were standing on stage. Tony Schiavone, this was funny. Tony Schiavone gave Britt Baker a hug, and he turns around, and Adam Cole is looking at him. He's like, "Really, Tony? You're gonna touch my girl?" And then Tony puts his arms out to hug Adam Cole, and he's like, "Nah." So Tony goes to the desk. That was funny. So Martha Hart comes out, and she had this whole speech, and I'm not gonna say nothing about her. I'm not gonna shit on her. All I'm gonna say is, did you not rehearse this, or did they write this 5 minutes before? That's all I'm gonna say. But she made a speech. The crowd, was chanting, "Thank you, Helen. Thank you, Martha." All that. So she reveals the belts, and they look pretty good. They have Ellen on the front. They had the Canadian flag on top. They had Ellen on the side plates. They look pretty good. Britt Baker got a belt with a pink strap, and I think Adam Cole got a black strap. So the belts look pretty good. I don't have a picture, but you can look it up if you want. So yeah, she did a whole speech, did the belts, the trophy. There's one trophy. So I don't know if they share it or I don't know, but there's one trophy. So, like I said, the 2 tournament matches were okay. Nothing over the top. Next, we had Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zandt versus Sammy Guevara, Kazarian, and Ty Conti. I think I mentioned that when I did my predictions, there was 11 matches. They added 2. this was one of them. I wrote on Twitter, this mixed tag did not have to be on this show. They could have saved this for Dynamite. It wasn't a bad match, but I couldn't care less about this match. I really couldn't. I was on Twitter. I really didn't care. So, there were some big moves, being hit. Of course, it was good. Kazarian, Scorpio Sky, Sammy hit a nice cutter. Scorpio Sky hit a nice cutter. Kazarian hit his slingshot DDT. So, it wasn't a bad match, but I just didn't care. And throughout the match, they were playing up that Sammy and Kazarian, they're arguing. Because, Sammy and Ty Conti are a couple that everybody hates. So, they keep going to the outside, making out, and Kazarian's like, what the fuck are you doing? So, they're playing that up the whole match. They're arguing. Paige Van Zant, she looked okay. She did a Hurricane Rana, I believe, and she got a couple of shots in on Ty Conti. I really don't know all of what she did, but from what I saw, she looked okay. And now it's her first match. So, for her first match, it was pretty good. So, like I said, Kaz and Sammy were arguing, and that led to their downfall. Scorpio Sky hit the TKO on, I think, Kazarian, and Scorpio Sky, Ethan Page, and Paige Van Zant pick up the win. Now, I don't think I mentioned this, but the stipulation is, if Sammy and Kazarian lose, they can't challenge for the TNT title ever again. What is this company that not, challenging for titles ever again? Cody did it with the world title, and now Kazarian and Sammy can't challenge for the TNT title ever again. Now, they might come out and say, as long as Scorpio Sky is champ, but I don't know. For right now, they can't challenge ever again. I don't know. Take a sip of my coffee. Shout out to Snow the Product. The next match, we have Darby Allin versus Kyla O'Reilly. This was a physical match. I actually enjoyed it, but why did this need to be on the pay-per-view? Like I said, this pay-per-view went until 12:30, 12:40. You could have easily shaved these two matches off, and that's like a half hour right there, 20 minutes. So this pay-per-view would have been maybe 10 minutes over, but this was a good match. I enjoyed it, but you could have saved this for a Dynamite main event. This didn't need to be on this card. So, straight out the gate, they are punching each other. Kyla O'Reilly caught Darby with a knee shot right to his jaw. And Darby was bleeding, so that was a nasty shot. I wrote, Darby almost killed himself. He went for a suicide dive. He got caught, I think, on the rope, and he did like a cartwheel in the air and almost landed on his head and hit Kyle with the back of his foot. He almost killed himself. And then he goes for another dive a few minutes later, but Kyle caught him in I think a sleeper, so he didn't kill himself on that. Darby then up top for the coffin drop on the apron, from the top rope to the outside. This guy likes to kill himself. The shit that this guy does is unbelievable. I wrote down here, this was funny. So, Kyle, I just had a stroke. So, Kyle O'Reilly grabbed Darby's chain and he was choking him. And on commentary, I think JR said it, he's choking him with an unbreakable chain. Right as he says it, the chain snaps. I thought that was funny. So, Kyle O'Reilly hits 3 punt kicks and goes up for the flying knee and gets the win. I was shocked by that. They had Kyle O'Reilly pin Darby Allin. I was shocked. Next was Thunder Rosa versus Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's title. This was a really good match. A lot of submissions, a lot of wrestling. Both wrestlers knew each other. They were reversing each other as they should. Serena, I think, was Thunder Rosa's tutor at one point, so they should know each other. I didn't write a lot of notes for this, but this was a great match. If you can, go back and watch it. So, Thunder Rosa won. She hit the superplex and picked her up for the Thunder Rosa driver and retained. Next match, I'm gonna need a drink for this. Let's talk about this. We have the Jericho Appreciation Society versus the Blackpool Combat Club. I think the match was called Anarchy Outside the Ring or something. Anarchy something. Boy, this match. I thought Kevin Dunn on WWE made me sick. But the camera angles, when this first started, I couldn't catch up. In fact, when this match started, like the first 5 minutes, I hated this match. It was like 11 o'clock, and they have me over here, camera angle cut after cut. I was getting sick. But as the match slowed down and the pacing, got to the point of my liking, because, I don't know if you guys notice, but I'm visually impaired, so that many camera angles don't work with me. But as it got to a slower pacing, I was able to enjoy the match. So, I wrote down some spots, not everything. There was a lot going on. Everybody was a bloody mess. So, we'll just say JAS. When the JAS came out, they came out in all night, looked like golf hats. They looked like a boy band. And I think JR said it on commentary. They look like the Backstreet Boys in the that video. But Jericho and Moxley, they're in the crowd somewhere. They were stabbing each other with a fork. They tried to do a wheelchair spot. They couldn't do it, so they moved on. Pride and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz hit their finish through tables, like 3 tables at ringside. You had a pile driver on the steps. I forget the member of 2.0 did a pile driver, but there was a pile driver on the steel steps. Jericho had Moxley on a table. He put him in the wheels of Jericho, and the table broke. And I knew that was going to happen. Right when he turned, to lock it in, I said this table is breaking. And sure enough, it broke. Moxley took the ring apart. He took the top ropes out off of every corner. We had Santana and Ortiz. They were by the Titantron. They had like a 20-foot ladder, and I think it was 2.0 on tables on each side of the ladder. So Santana and Ortiz jumped off the ladder, did splashes through each table. Alright, so towards the end of the match, Eddie Kingston came and made his way back down the ring. Not the ring, but back down the ramp to the ring. And in his hand, he had a gas can, a can of gas. And in the ring, we had Bryan Danielson. He had Jericho in the yes lock. I think it was. So he has him in the submission. Eddie gets in the ring, and he starts pouring the gas on both Jericho and Danielson. And the story coming into this was Danielson don't like Eddie. So then Eddie did that. Bryan got mad, and he's like, yo, what are you doing? Pour it on him. Don't pour it on me. So they fight. Moxley tries to break it up. There is a table set on the outside full of the barbed wire. Moxley gets thrown through the table, and he's done for the match. And then, so in the ring left was Jake Hagar, Chris Jericho, and Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson did his hardest to fight them off. He gave, the yes kicks. He gave them flying knees. But as he was going to, I forget what he was doing to Jericho. But Jake Hagar came with Jericho's back and hit Bryan in the back of the leg. And then Jericho put Bryan in the half crab, and Hagar took the turnbuckle that Moxley took off and was choking Bryan. So Bryan never tapped out, but Aubrey Edwards called for the bell. So he passed out, and I'm assuming this is leading to blood and guts. Their version of their games. William Regal, by the way, was not on the show. He wasn't on commentary. I don't know what happened to him. Let me take another drink. Ugh, that was a lot. So, next, we had a video package. We see Andrade in a room, and he's talking about his group are a bunch of losers. You know, the Hardy family turned on Hardy, enjoying Andrade. So he's saying how the group is the losers, and I don't like losers, but we've signed somebody. He's the biggest wrestler in the world. Someone knocks on the door. So they open the door, and some big, muscly guy comes in, and his name was, I'm gonna butcher this, Rush El Toro Blanco. I don't know who that is. Don't come at me, but I didn't know who it was, so I didn't pop. I don't know, but apparently he's all elite, according to Andrade. Then we had another backstage promo from Scorpio Sky, and he's basically saying, I'm done with Sammy, I'm the TNT champ, I'm done with Sammy, I'm done with Kaz, they can never challenge me ever again, I'm closing the book, that's it. I want somebody else to challenge. So Dante Martin comes into the shot, and he says, listen, you need a challenger, I'm your man, give me a shot. So, Scorpio Sky's like, okay, and I think they made a match for Dynamite. Scorpio Sky versus Dante Martin. That should be a good match. I can't wait for that match. Alright, I checked to see how much time I'm going. So, the last two matches, I'm not gonna lie, I stopped really taking notes, and I'm just gonna speedball these two matches. So, next, because by this time, it was 11:50, and I thought they were gonna cut this match for time, but turns out they didn't. So, we have a triple threat for the AEW Tag Team titles. Jurassic Express, I think I called him Jungle Express in my predictions. So, alright, yeah. Jurassic Express versus Team Taz versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Again, this was a wild match. A lot of dives, a lot of crazy spots. If you're not a fan of this kind of stuff, this wasn't for you. I love this kind of match. So, I think this might have been my favorite match on this card. I don't know, but this was a spot fest. It was wild. Christian Cage played, a few roles in this match. He got physical a little bit, and it ended with everybody hitting their finishers back and forth, and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus ended up hitting the Jurassic Express to retain. I thought for sure they were going to lose the titles and Christian was going to turn on them, but I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but Jurassic Express retains. Next, we got the main event. We got Hyman Page versus CM Punk for the AEW World title. This was a really good match. This was physical. Both men just, it was hard hitting. You could see by the end of it, Punk was exhausted. It was physical. Hyman Page dominated a lot of the match, but Punk, he pulled out a couple of veteran moves. Page hit the moonsault to the outside. He was kind of selling his knee a little bit. And Punk too. Both of them were selling the knee. Towards the end of the match, CM Punk did 3 botches, actually. He went for the buckshot lariat twice, and he botched both of them. I don't think he messed it up for the story of the match. I think he legit, he was exhausted and he botched it. So he botched that, and then Hyman hit the Deadeye, and he went for the cover, and Punk was supposed to kick out, but you could see the ref stopped his count, and then Punk kicked out. So Punk was exhausted. By this point, he was done. So, at the end of the match, Hyman went for the buckshot. Punk got him up for the GTS. He spun him around, and as he's spinning him, Hangman's foot hits the referee. So the ref's knocked down. Now, before this, they had a spot on the outside there. Hangman threw Punk into the ring announcer table. And he grabs the belt. The referee grabbed the belt from Hangman and put it into the ring. I don't know why, but fast forward, the ref bump happens, and Hangman sees the belt. He picks it up. Punk is dazed on his knees in the middle of the ring, and Hangman, he has the belt, and he's conflicted. Should I win the match like this? Should I hit him? What should I do? So he makes up his mind, throws the belt down, turns around, and Punk kicks the GTS for the win. Your new AEW champion, CM Punk. That surprised me. I thought Hangman was gonna win, and Punk wins in Chicago in a couple of weeks. That surprised me. But, like I said, really good match. I don't think it's my favorite. I think I like the triple threat tag match, but this match was really good, really physical. So, that was my review for Double or Nothing. All in all, I thought it was a good show. I thought there was a lot of good matches, and my only complaint is there was too many matches. Besides the pre-show, there were 12 matches on the main card, and 2 of them didn't need to be there. So, that's my only complaint. Too many matches, and it went too long. Besides that, I thought it was a good show. I thought the last pay-per-view, Revolution, I think was better, but this was a good show. But that's my review. Let me know in the comments, what did you think? Do you agree with me? What was your favorite match? Did you watch it? Do you just listen to reviews? Let me know. But leave a like if you like my review. Subscribe if you're new. Turn on the post notifications so you know when I upload. Have a nice day, guys. Peace.